Hi guys. As you may or may not know, my name is Bees. Well, that's my nickname. Bees, that's what my late husband gave me. But as you know, my channel's name is Bible Studies with Bees. Now, back in the olden days, Jesus used to tell parables to help his disciples and all of us understand the situations better. Well, I'm one that I have vivid dreams a lot. And I had dreamt about this, which I, kind of elaborated on it just to be more expressive to you because it's so important that you know this. The first parable is called The Two Roads. Now I'm going to have to read off of this because I wrote it down and I don't know how to do all the fancy things with the different pictures and all that. I'm not sure. I'm not good at technology, so I'm just going to read it. Okay. It's called The Two Roads. Two roads lay before me, although there were no signs. I knew in my heart what lay before me with each one. I knew there was a balance to everything, and as I turned this question over and over in my head, like subconsciously turning a coin over and over, I still kept standing there frozen in fear, not knowing which road I should take. The first road looked so smooth with its perfectly laid asphalt, its gleaming sunshine and blue skies. It even had a long black limousine there to take me in all the comforts you could imagine, all held right there before me. The driver was even there, holding my door with a seemingly friendly smile on his face, urging me on with his sweet, confident voice. His road not only appeared in every way like certainly the better road, I couldn't believe how much cheaper his ticket on his path was. Yet the other man, whose voice kept whispering, "All is not as it seems. All that glitters is not gold." The younger, flamboyant driver kept trying with his booming, bright, happy voice to override this little old man with tattered clothes' meek, small whispers. His path was dark, with a candle to light the way, which he held out before me. He was the guide on his road and would walk with me down the entire path. The journey on his path was long, and dare I say, much, much harder. We would be traveling barefoot on a road that looked so treacherous. I could see that it was dark the entire journey. It had broken glass, which was also covered with thorns and dirt and trees covering the road. I saw huge boulders in sporadic areas on the path that looked so scary, yet the little old man in tattered clothes had promised he would be walking with me step for step. I didn't know what to think of him. He never said much, and his voice was soft, nearly a whisper, as he looked at me with tears in his eyes, holding out the lit candle that was to be our only light, whispering over and over, "All that glitters is not gold." His path was going to be the long and hard, not to mention that his ticket was much higher than the young, charming driver's ticket. Yet something in the meek old tired man's eyes had me reaching for his ticket. I suppose my soft heart felt mercy on him, being as how I was the only one that would be taking his path. The young, flamboyant driver had a line as far as the eye could see. His showmanship was much better, so it didn't surprise me. Yet my heart went out to the little old man in tattered clothing. He at least could look, and did look me in the eye. The driver, even though his voice was charming and welcoming, his eyes were shifty. I'd purchased the little, meek, old, ragged-looking old man's ticket, which was more expensive, and took hold of the candle and the old man's hand. He simply muttered, "Bless you, child," as we begin our journey. Does this story sound familiar to you? It should sound very familiar to each and every one of us because we all were there, offered the same things. The path you see is our journey through life. We have one of two roads, and we must choose which road to take: the easy, comfortable road or the hard, narrow road. Which road did you choose? What if I told you what lay at the end of this road? Remember how I told you of the meek man's warning? All that glitters is not gold. Brothers and sisters, I'm about to tell you where each of these roads inevitably takes you. This is the part you should really lean in and listen to. Despite the fact that the choices looked easy to decide, did any of you consider where each path would lead you to? Or was you too preoccupied with the road itself to consider where the journey had inevitably ended? How would you feel if I told you that the flamboyant driver's easy, comfortable, pleasant road dead ends over a cliff, and the driver would still be smiling at you as he flies over the edge of the cliff, laughing at you as it plunges you straight into a lava-filled burning lake of fire? You plead with him to stop and let you out, but he reminds you of his charismatic voice, smile still upon his face, that it's a one-way ticket. So he hits the gas instead of the brake. It's too late to change your mind. You realize his charming demeanor covered what was actually a maniacal laugh. Just before your limo shoots over the side of the cliff, you see in the rearview mirror how the driver's face had changed from young and handsome into a hideous, beast-like image, his gnashing teeth gleaming and lips foaming as you go over the edge. You can hear the screams of all the people before you that was swimming in this lake of fire and lava, unable to die because they were already dead. And you, brothers and sisters, you were now one of them. You would be swimming in that lake forever with no hope of ever escaping. You realized too late and was too taken in by the path you forgot to ask where it led. Now it's too late. The little meek man's path was much more difficult, yet where his path led was to a place more wonderful and beautiful than you could ever imagine. It's true, the journey there was excruciatingly painful and longer, yet at journey's end there was a gorgeous pearly gate with nothing but happy peace and rest as far as the eye could see. The beauty and love was indescribable. Everything good and loving was there, and you would have that peace forever. The true cost of the ticket exposed. The nicer road cost more than anyone would want to pay. In the end, it cost their soul. The meek old man's only ended up costing the trials and tribulations of the journey. In the end, the cost of the easier road was more, way more. Please take heed, brothers and sisters, 'cause all that glitters is not gold.